As Gary Keller says, it's 12 o'clock. Let's go. All right, who knows that rule? Like you start, meeting is set for 12 o'clock. We're going to start the meeting at 12 o'clock. Oh.
That's
Is that a good one? Not too loud.
That was actually, yeah, perfect.
Hi guys.
Hi.
I'm gonna stand for a little bit. For those of you that haven't met me, I'm Maureen Galloway. I am the operating partner for this location and multiple other locations, also known as Charlie Sally's mother, Willie Sally's mother, Freddie's mother, Rick's wife. If you know Rick, Rick's around here quite a bit. So I get to run the meeting today, which is really exciting for me because I started running these meetings 10 years ago. Then Charlie comes on board and he sits in the back of the room when I'm running meeting. He's like, oh, let me change that. Oh, Maureen. Oh, what about this? And I'm like, sit down. He likes to over talk me. So he's not here today. He has the flu. He's homesick. So I know. I mean, he's really sick. He is bundled up in a ball sick. So today's gonna be a great meeting. And we're gonna start with, I'm looking for Dana. Dana here yet? No. Yet. All right. I don't know how to run this machine here. How do you go down? Scroll down. Oh, there we go. There we go. Mission, vision, values. Y4C2Ts. Today we are going to talk not about this, but a lot of our content is going to be a bit about this, right? Helping other people get what they want ultimately helps you get what you want, right? This is the perfect slide. I know last week you guys talked about the homeless shelter that you're bringing, so you're providing support to, right? $5 provides a holiday meal to someone in need. The goal for this market center is $250 to raise $250. Yes.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody. I would say that's actually my outreach ministry.
Yes, I knew that.
I just want to thank every single one of you guys. I was not here last week, Tuesday. Shanice, my beautiful daughter-in-law, tried to go up there to tell you guys about what we're doing. We'll actually be at the repairs of the breach tomorrow, feeding 200 individuals. So you guys, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you, how much they're going to appreciate you. We have fried chicken, mashed potatoes, green beans, and a Hawaiian roll. So we're going to go there. We're going to serve them. And then on Saturday, we will be at the guest house serving another 65 individuals. But it's only possible because of people like you guys. So I thank you guys. I know they're going to appreciate it even more. But I just want to tell you guys all, I love you. And I pray you guys all have an amazing holiday.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
She did awesome too.
She
didn't try to do it. She did it.
Okay. Thank you. Next, you guys, no joke. We always say at the end of the year, if you've moved in the year, you need to let Michelle know of your new address, right? That seems like it should be common practice. Well, I was at Charlie's house the other day and he had a stack of returned Christmas cards. And I said, what are all these returned Christmas cards? He said, those are people centers who have moved and didn't notify the MCA. And therefore, probably was given of all the addresses, had some old addresses. So it tells me that not everybody's been notifying the MCA when they make a move. So if you could let Michelle know if you've made a move so that your 99 comes to you in January on a timely basis to the correct address, that would be super helpful. All right. Okay, boys.
All right, I'm gonna make this quick. As most of you know, Ed, myself, and also now Betsy have been with Keller Williams for a little over a year. So early December last year when we started. At first, we've given a couple of these meetings, kind of told you how we're different, the world we work in, and how we can be of help. And I think we've done that throughout the year, but I think there's opportunity for more. We are here to help. We want to help, but yet we also wanted to give you an idea. It's not a all or none. All right, we've got options depending on what you need from us. We can help you out. So we came up with this tiered platform. So depending on our involvement, because we do have a unique skill set, we do focus on the land. There are some components. I know some of you have done some land dealings in the past, whether it's with the listing side or the buyers. But there are some differences, and we can help you navigate that. Whether we're just helping a little bit we're helping maybe a little bit more, or we're helping a lot. So this gives you a little bit more of an objective idea as to what you're working with. So when you pick up that call, we know where we can come together and collaborate. The other piece, so I have some copies of this. I've given out in the past kind of a little cheat sheet on questions to qualify buyers. As we've told you in the past, we tend to focus more on the listing side, but we're as well. But we just need to make sure that we know what their needs are. And if we don't, it could be a lot of spinning wheels and not good use of anybody's time. So we have some of those documentations for you as well. And just know that we're here to help. And thank you again for all that have reached out to us, and looking forward to year number 2 with everybody.
All right. These guys know I'm a huge fan of what they do. They're really, really knowledgeable statewide. And there's no chance I'm going to drive an hour or two to go show one property to have the person say in 5 minutes, no, thank you. Because it happened to me, and I turned around and called them, and they took her over, sold her place with no time flat, sent a referral, all easy. And it's not something I do, right? I stay in my lane, because spending days researching and trying to understand how to sell land, then going out to a property an hour and a half away, only to find it wasn't the right fit for this person, turn around, come back, and you're grinding and grinding. Stay in your lane. Partner with these guys, highly recommend it. They're great guys. So, all right. With that, I think my next slide is an exciting announcement, right? Is it the next slide? Okay, wait, let me give you a little story. This was told to me this morning, fresh from her. We are introducing to you guys the new team leader for the Southwest office, Dana Metcalf. Wait, come on. Get out here. Okay, she's been interviewing with us for a while. She came highly recommended by Scott and a group of other people that have been a part of Glover University with her. They've known her for a long time. She's very involved. She comes to us from Texas. She's a powerful team leader in Texas. And we always say when an opportunity presents itself, right, talent shows up. And Charlie has been saying for a while, if we have a gap in a team leader, we're one of the top market centers in the country. Talent shows up and says, I want to grow and learn from the top market centers. So she's taking a leap of faith, moving her children here to Milwaukee, to this area right here, and putting your kids in school and deciding to dive all in here. But here's what I love about her. She tells me, yeah, Southwest lost my luggage last night. So she gets up this morning, she goes to Target, she gets the gift for the party today, she gets an outfit, she gets makeup, she gets it all taken care of. And she shows up here at the office. I'm like, that is my kind of girl, right? A gamer who knows how to actually get it done, not freak out and stress out that I'm going to be introduced to a group that I'm going to lead and I don't have all of my usual gear. You did a really good job.
Thank you.
So bravo.
Target. The
13th of January, she will be up here officially and tell us about
I
your.
got this on my phone.
Oh, you found her one. Bravo. All right.
Some inspection.
Oh,
I think we're good.
and tell us about your kids.
So I have 3 kids, 3 teenagers, 14, 16, and 17. 2 girls and a boy. And they're really big in athletic sports, cheerleader, tennis, golf, basketball, volleyball, swim team, cross country. State, they play a lot of state sports, travel, so.
She comes from a big tennis family, which speaks to me. That's my
Yeah,
love language. And why did you choose to come to us?
They forced me. No, I'm kidding. No,
Right.
honestly, we were a big change, just looking for something totally different. I'm from Florida originally, so not from the States whatsoever. It's going to be a little bit of a change for us. I've spent half my life in Florida, half in Texas, but we loved it here. We were just coming for a road trip. And when we got the call that you guys were looking for a team leader, we were on the brink of wanting a change and something different. And the kids and I fell in love with it here. Nevin kept saying, are you guys lying or crazy because the trees are all dead? And we love them because we don't have trees.
Oh my gosh.
We have no trees. It's pretty flat. We're outside of Houston in the Mont Belvieu area. So we absolutely love the area. We toured schools and we fell in love with it. So we're
That's
excited.
awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So she's a gamer, she's all in, and she's here for you guys. She's here. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you guys have any questions?
Questions?
Do you have questions now or?
I wanna know if it's at Naples Town or. No, all right.
I mean,
I mean,
I'm
yeah.
a Eisenhower boy, so I don't know.
Yeah, so he pulled
I
up
might
all the
have been
stops. We went to Eisenhower and they brought out the athletic director, the cheer director. They introduced us to the tennis coach. I mean, we went to Delafield, we went to Brookfield, we went to a couple other ones, and they barely gave us the time of day to do him. And so they sent everybody to my kids and schmoozed them over, and they brought him out on the ball machine and had a University of Wisconsin tennis player come meet with my son. So they were really trying to get us over at Eisenhower. So that's where the kids picked. So that's where ultimately we picked. So we'll be in New Berlin.
Well, as an alumni, I agree.
I approve. I love it. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
They
And-
love the idea of a smaller school, so because we have over 600 kids per grade.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
Yeah,
And how
so
many is it?
160 to 180 per grade. Yeah, big difference.
And you'll be here until Thursday?
Till Thursday morning. Yep.
Okay, so you'll be in this location or are you gonna be
Yeah.
traveling?
No, I'll be here the whole time.
Okay, great. So pop in, say hi, welcome her. We'll have to get your office juiced up the way that you like.
Yeah, I'm taking you off his stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Good, well, welcome.
Thank you.
Excellent. Very
Thank you,
exciting.
guys.
There it is. Dana. Training and education, training calendar. So you see these bows on here? The offices are closed the 24th, 25th, and 26th. But remember, you have access 24/7. You can come and use the office whenever you'd like to. But just know that the staff will not be here on those 3 days. They will be celebrating their family, and they will also not be here on the 30th, 31st, and the 31st and the 1st. Right? Okay. So you guys, if you need anything, though, you know how to. They're there for you. All right. So Janine Warner, I'm sure most of you in the room know who Janine Warner is. She's a powerhouse that runs the JSG J Schmidt Group. She is also a life coach. And if you saw on Facebook, we've been posting that she's going to be doing this Empowering Yourself by Calming Your Chaos training session on Wednesday, tomorrow at 10 a.m. via Zoom. And people were commenting on the Facebook post that I'd pay $500 to be in the room with Janine for this topic. I personally 100% agree. Janine is sort of she's a calming force that helps you get through the storm. And if you ever want to just spend an hour with somebody who just gets into your soul and really helps you understand how to go into the holidays can be tough for a lot of people, right? With the anticipation of the new year, anticipation of setting your goals and planning for 2025 and getting underway, that I know that was always really intimidating for me, thinking, okay, I've got to wake up January 1st and go through this again. And how am I going to do it? Janine, I can't think of a better person I'd want to be in the room with. So I highly recommend you guys take an hour and just go and spend some time with Janine. Okay. January training calendar. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm looking to see when January 2025. What's the date? What date does this start? January 8th, Ignite starts. These are the teachers of Ignite. Powerful group. Launched by Emily Fair, finishing up with our one and only Charisse, right?
Correct.
Yes. So this is a great class for those that are experienced as well as those that are newer to the business. You will learn. There are people who take Ignite over and over and over again. You hear this weekly. We talk about this. They take Ignite because you're always a different person when you're in the room, right? If you're growing, you're changing, and you're a different person. Coming to the Ignite class, listening to how people handle money matters with Nicole and Sherry and Dan Wild, reach and engage your market. The topics are super relevant and the teachers are highly engaging. So I really recommend, no matter what your level of experience is, try to be in the room. And you know what, if you can't be in all of them, pick the ones that are your weakness and show up, right? The world is run by those that show up. Family reunion. Vegas. Who went to Vegas last year? Did we not have a blast? It was a good time. It was really fun. We did things differently. We didn't do a lot of the gambling. We did some different activities besides the events that happened in the conference center. We got to bond. It was a smaller group and we really got to bond. This is only half the group because it was the very last night and some people had already left. But it's a great way to bond with some people, especially in other market centers where you can do some nice referral business. Agents love to meet other agents and refer business. And the more you show up at things like this, the better opportunity you have to meet agents from other locations. You're sitting in a room, never sit with your buddies, sit next to a stranger, meet a stranger. For fact, Rick Rubin, if you guys know Rick Rubin, who runs Falk Rubin Gallagher team, he goes to these things, we never see him. He said, I'm not on a mission to sit in the room with you guys. I'm on a mission to meet other people. He literally goes to different breakout sessions, sits next to different people every single time. I mean, he said, I'm there to learn from others and build my database of referral agents. So I highly recommend you join us for that date. And it's a lot of fun. And it's not a lot of gambling. It's not a lot of spending money. I will tell you that. That's not our jam. It's just.
Not your jam.
I know it might be some people's. Scott would say, you're right, Maureen. It's not your jam. Right?
I didn't gamble. I hate losing money. I hate losing money more than I like winning.
Yeah. I just.
I
But
spend a little bit of money on food.
you spend money on food. You spend money on food, but it is not a big gambling mission for most of us. Some might, but okay. Moving on, cappers, Alex. Ready to go into 2025. Andy's wearing a fabulous sweater today.
Of course. Of course.
Renee, where? And Matt. All right, November recognition. These are the award levels. You know, KWRI has a set standard for awards. You see that, or is that thing blocking it?
Yeah, that's our PC. So every month for a PC program, we're doing recognizing somebody who's just going above and beyond. So this month we're recognizing Josh. He shows up to everything. So shows up, plugs in. So awesome work, Josh. He's not.
There he is. Congratulations. All right, highest growth achievement, year-to-date change. I think this is super. Is Emily in the room? No, I mean, her intentionality, you guys know her intentionality around her social media, that she started that about a year ago. And look at her business, 931% ahead of last year. These are impressive numbers. I mean, this is what we look for, is who is really crushing it, right? It's just super impressive. $1 million month, $1 million. I can't read the top of these, but I think these are closed for the month of November. Katie Ninkovic, Alex, Purity. I love that. You know what I love about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are neck and neck, right? They're just a few 100,000 apart from each other. And that becomes evident throughout. Look at this individual for the month of November, Katie Ninkovic. Reliance teams, production for the month of November, 1.2. Baumgartner Group, 1.1. Wisconsin Premier Realty, 1.0. Groups, Schmidt Group. Now, is Dan Schmidt in the room? His intentionality around growing his team. He's in coaching. He is really intentional around growing his team per the MREA. And it's impressive. And it shows up. Look at that. In just the month of November, 3.3. That's impressive. Individual, there's Katie at the top. Year to date, 18.6. Emily, 16.5. Terry Lewis, 12. Neck and neck right there. I love that. Team, Baumgartner is at 12 million. Callis at 11.8. Wisconsin Premier Realty at 11. And Reliance team at 8.7. And the groups, Lifetime Realty, pulling it out, 36.6. Krickeberg, 26.6. Mindright, 22.7. Medina at 22. And Level Up, 21.6. Well done. Individual closed. Is this top closed units? Katie, is Katie in the room?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, girl. Our Katie, yes. You've got Emily right on your heels. Very cool. Team Callis Realty at the top. Group Lifetime Realty at 90. Well, basically 91 units. That's impressive. All right, market insights. So I wanted to talk about this because I think you guys need to go into the holidays with some interesting insights into where the market's at right now. And it's shifted a little bit in the month of November. And this is something I sent to Charlie quite a while ago that I think is so evident. Back when we first started KW, we had this phrase of dogs don't bark at parked cars, right? We were on the move, and the competition was constantly nipping at our heels, not just in numbers, but just in attitude and everything else in the market. They were always picking on us at KW, and we just kept saying to everybody, don't pay attention, dogs do not bark at parked cars, right? And then this year I came across, everyone is jealous of what you've got. No one is jealous of how you got it. And I think that's really interesting. Rick Rubin taught me a phrase of do what I did, not what I do, because what you do when you get to a certain level in this business is very different from what you did when you first started. And so when he's talking to agents in the beginning, that he always says to them, don't do what I do now, do what I did, right? It's intentionality, and nobody wants to do that, what I did. Nobody wants to do the grind. I mean, we're in the business to do the grind to get where you want to go, right? And that's the beauty of how we've risen to the top in 10 years, right? Everyone wants the view, but no one wants the climb, right? That's why we stand above everybody else in our market. And that's why this KW came in 10 years, short years, and just took a swoop through the city, because we literally got into it. We grind into it. We taught constantly in our market centers. We recruited the best agents. And the beautiful thing about the culture of KW is not only do we bring in the top agents, but the top agents learned very quickly that sharing with others, growing everybody up, rising tides lifts all ships. That was a concept that didn't exist at any other companies. And they came here and they said, there's no way you teach. There's no way Rick Rubin or Jay Schmidt or Scott Class, Jeremy, there's no way that they teach. And we're like, oh yeah, that's what we do in our culture, right? Rising tides lifts all ships. So I love that nobody wants to climb. We did the climb, and it's so much fun to be able to go, oh, we did it, right? So congratulations to you guys, because this is a culture that we're building. So I want to talk about where we're at right now. Percentage of inventory that goes under contract in a given month. We had a 6.7% increase in November of 24 versus 23. So that's an increase. Hold on one second. It goes under contract. Now, this is what's going to be interesting. You see the 23.5 versus the 25.1. Under contract was up 5.6%, 76 units, November versus November of 23, despite inventory being down 6%. New inventory continues to decline. And what is that going to do for us? It's a problem. We don't like that, because it's really difficult to find homes for buyers. It makes things more competitive, prices go up. All that happens when our inventory is low, and it's showing up right here. Our inventory is down 6%. Oh, so sorry. Inventory is down 6%, which results in the average pricing is up 4%. The median is up 10%. So typically in real estate, we like to track the median, because the average can be skewed by some random high number on one end. So we typically strike the median, and the median is up 10% on pricing, which is really dramatic. So how are we going to make an impact on that? You've got to go out and find listings. We need listings, because we've all got the buyers. The buyers are out there. We need the listings that are going to make prices more reasonable for your buyers. I mean, they're going to be really competitive. We're going to see a lot of multiple offer situations and really clean offers that make it very difficult for the first-time home buyers to compete in. Right. So if you could say, like, I love how you guys back there in land, Matt and Ed, we're focused on listings. Focus on listings. There's plethora of buyers, but if you focus on listings, the buyers are going to show up, right? Listings have babies. Listings have babies. Buyers show up. If you take your business and focus it on listings, you will end up with a good buyer pool. But if you don't focus on listings, you're going to be chasing that spinning wheel, right? So this is how we're going to combat that. We are expecting January to increase in inventory a little bit, but boy, this is a little interesting. So that means you got to get out there and pound the pavement and find your sellers. Okay, so what to expect heading into Q1? This is the grocery store conversation that Charlie always promises. And I wanted to make sure you guys saw this, because you're going into the holidays, we're going to be spending more time with people, and everybody wants to know, what does the market look like? What's going on in real estate? What's happening in real estate? And it's really helpful to just have those, pull 2 or 3 lines out of here, understand them, and communicate them. If you can communicate a couple of these lines to your friends in the grocery store, happens to me all the time in the grocery store, happens everywhere I go. I've been at 2 funerals in the last week. First question is, hey, how's the market? How's your business? What's happening? What does that mean to me? They're asking, how does it affect them? Right? It's not, oh, my business is great, or our business is up 3% or 5%. That's not actually what they're asking. They're asking, how is the business as it relates to what I own, right? My real estate investment. So understanding how to communicate a few of these, not everything. So what to expect heading into Q1, need Q1 inventory to pop to alleviate the demand pressures. If not, we could see continued affordability pressures heading into 2025. demand market, demand side bounced back in a big way in November. We had seen some slowdown in August through October, and the market rebounded in November from a demand side. New inventory was down 6% in November, and with the strong demand and velocity trends made for a tight market. And it's going to get tighter. Pricing and appreciation. With strong demand and slipping new inventory drove price appreciation back up, right? Those are all things that we can actually talk about, right? Inventory went down. That means if you're a homeowner, it's a great time to sell. You're going to get top dollar right now. That's like the simplest grocery store script you can have. If you know anybody thinking of selling right now, or selling it all in 2025, now is the time, right? Super simple. And why is that? Well, inventory is down 6%. And so what does that mean to me? Well, that means prices are going to be up because there's a big demand from the buyer pool. Prices are going to be up. Simple. Any questions about this? Is it helpful to have some of these things to go into the holidays with?
Yeah.
And the 2024 phrases of focus you've heard Charlie say 1,000 times. Chop wood, carry water, make an impact, right? And I look at these phrases and I think, we are a group that chops wood and carries water. Your new team leader is the classic example of that, going to Target at 8 o'clock in the morning, so she could show up here dressed, ready to go by 9 o'clock. It's impressive. And make an impact. The donations you guys made to the food pantry, really fantastic, right? This is our mission, is to take care of others in all aspects, right? Coming soon, Market Center buyer needs sheet. Okay, so let's share. Well, actually, before we do that, any thoughts, insights, where the market's at, struggles, feeling good about? Positive. Come on.
I mean, I think that, if you look at each, city, you know, Berlin, for example, I think there's 2 or 3 homes for sale under 500 without an offer. But about like inventory.
Or
So
3.
if you're and over 5, what? Well, yeah. So one now, there's 1 home for sale in New Berlin. So if someone in like the city you're in, and I just use New Berlin because that's where we are. If we're at Sendix and it's like someone says, how's the market? And you said, there's actually 1 home for sale, 500,000 or below. They'd be like, what? I just don't think people know that. And over 500, there's probably like 3, you know, so it's just like, there's nothing to choose from. So if you're a seller, you're getting multiple offers. And if you look nationwide, that's not happening. You know, there's a lot of areas that are seeing big dips in their value, but we're holding strong.
In Waukesha this weekend.
I do feel like it's dependent on the location of the house, because there are properties that are sitting and they might even be $10,000 overpriced. And buyers are not wanting to even offer. They're like, no, not worth it. Even if there's nothing physically wrong with the property, pricing is in certain locations. Waukesha,
Pricing is everything, right?
Well, that's
No
the
need
thing.
to be greedy.
sellers are though right now, so you tell your seller, here's the data. And you,
Right.
I had one that one expired because we had maybe 10 showings and they refused to do a price reduction, even though I told them this is where we need to be. They didn't wanna listen. So they're gonna wait for spring because they think that spring's gonna bring the buyer that's gonna pay the price that they want. They don't
Okay.
need to sell.
So this is an excellent conversation around the low inventory, and buyers should want to sell now because they'll get top dollar. You got to follow that up with, let's not overprice.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
Milwaukee. This is conservative Milwaukee. They'll say, oh, I want to ask 10 or 20% above where I think it should be. No, no, no. You ask the appropriate amount. You'll get 10 buyers bidding on your property, and you'll get that number you dream of, and you'll probably get higher.
And on the buyer side, those of you having issues finding inventory, I mean, I have a day a week where I look at anything that's been on the market more than 50 days. Call up the listing agent, ask if the seller is open to fair and reasonable offers. That's just kind of like my code for, hey, are they willing to accept something under what they have it currently listed for? And then I send it over to my buyers. I've gotten, I think my last 5 accepted offers have all been more than 10,000 under the price for my buyers. With home inspections, no buffers, everything.
Wait, go back. You've researched homes that have been on the market.
For more than 50 days
Yeah.
in the areas that I have buyers looking,
Yeah.
call a listing agent. All I ask is, are they open to fair and reasonable offers? I'm gonna be drafting another one right now, so.
Come on, you guys. That is like brilliant.
Cause it's either it goes immediately and you're in a bidding war, or it's someone's priced too high and no one's biting on it. So I'm focusing on eliminating the competition, because I have a lot of first time home buyers that they just can't compete against the cash buyers, waiving appraisal, stuff like that. So
Right.
find inventive ways to get them under contract.
I honestly think December 15th to about January 15th is a window of opportunity. It's after January 15th, the competition kicks back up, all the inventory comes back and you're back at it. But anything that's on the market right now, that's been on the market for 50 days, they're looking for an offer.
Yep.
You would be crazy not to go take advantage of that. And why not go door knocking? Why not go deliver something to a house? We had a team that went and delivered wrapping paper to homes of people they think might be thinking about selling, and just put a cute note on it, and wrapping paper, ribbon, and tape, and put it inside their door. It just said Merry Christmas. I mean, no hardcore sell, no door knock, no, just simple. But you go buy $1.99 tube of wrapping paper, and if you've heard someone's thinking of selling, go pop in their door and just say, "Hey, Merry Christmas." Just all you're doing is trying to provide a service, be kind, and be, full of Mary, and people will go, "Oh, I was thinking about selling." People forget who real estate agents that they know. They either know too many, they don't know who to choose, so they're going to choose a stranger, or they can't think of who's good. And somebody that comes and knocks on their door, are you kidding me? And you're going to deliver information that's valuable about sales that have happened in their neighborhood? Are you kidding? I would be like, you in the door, let's go, let's talk. Right? I mean, just show a little bit of hustle and people would be impressed. But this is the window of opportunity, December 15th to January 15th, to do exactly what you're doing. It's brilliant. Yeah. So take advantage of that, and also educate your sellers on not overpricing. Yes, they can get top dollar, but it has to be strategic. And often I'll tell people, go at it with do you want to hear my creative way of getting your home sold for more money than you ever anticipated? Invite me to your home. Don't give it away. Don't give it over the phone. Don't give it an email. Invite me into your home. I'm going to teach you a way to do it. And this is how we're going to go get it done. Appropriately priced, market the heck out of it, flood the market with the property, bring in 10 buyers, and you're going to go way higher than you ever imagined. Right? That's how it works. All right. Anybody have anything else to share?
So if, let's say you have a seller who doesn't want to drop the price, but they wouldn't drop the price, let's take that difference and use it for the buyer, from to a buyer or what's out there. And it's the same net to the seller, but how the buyers get advantage. So they're out there.
Thank you. Our friendly hunter back here. Okay. Anybody else have anything else to share? Buyer's needs. Do you guys roll into buyer's needs?
That's what this one is, yeah. Do we have any coming students?
There isn't one. That's the end of it. That's the end of it.
No, but I have
Sure.
He's like,
So,
Let me look.
we might have all four, but we have the house that's just north of the beach. Across the lake, we interior was done in that scene this week, and so it's either going to fly this week or next week. That's it. We didn't talk to the seller. As of right now, it's $379.9. It's the old blacksmith's house from years ago. Has the hitching post up front. Two
cool.
bedroom,
Really?
1 bath downstairs. And it's really unique. It's like a Dutch door. Really cool fire, hardwood floors. Even the nails, they're square nails, putting the paneling on, so it's pretty neat. But you'll see the photos. We're gonna be coming soon. Yeah, I think so. We don't want to go crazy just because it's not that big of a house. But well, not only that, but the garage. And if somebody did some engineering work, they might be able to. On the top of that, so you know, because you can see all the way down the street and it's.
Jay has a commercial property, it's a restaurant in the road, on Martin Road, College. 649, you said, yeah, it was a listing before, but it was very confidential, because they didn't really, it was all confidential between like the owners and their staff and all that. Well, now they've told everybody that their intention is to sell, so now the sign's going up and it's out there. Showings, we have to talk to Jay about showings, because there's only certain days they're trying to do showings when the restaurant is not open. So
What's the restaurant?
Rainbow, the Rainbow Restaurant, right on the corner
I
of
love that
Martin Road.
breakfast.
and,
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is, it's very good. They, I think they're selling the building and the restaurant, or options building and not taking the commercial property, but it is a commercial sale, so, Dr. Jake on that.
Perfect. I know that Becky Thomas, if you guys know Becky Thomas from Lake Country, she has 2 listings coming up, one in Brookfield for around 900 and one in Waukesha for about 400. I can't give you any more details than that, but if you have a buyer, I know inventory is super low, so if you have a buyer for either of those properties, reach out to Becky. Okay, anybody else have anything?
Just for buyer's need, if anybody has anything coming soon in like the Eco area, 5,000 square feet, probably up to like 850.
Everybody's got a buyer looking for property. Lake County is just 15 minutes, 20 minutes southwest. 40 acres with 3 bedrooms, 2 house. Good hunting, good recreation, but also on the property. Fishing, hunting, golf course right next door, snowmobile trail through the property.
That's it. At the golf course?
Well,
Okay, anyone else? Okay, so we're gonna ask Dana to come back up. We're gonna do a little interview. You wanna interview her? You know her better than I do. I mean, I've spent a lot of time with her. We've all spent a lot of time with her. We had a good leadership interviews. Have a seat in my seat. Take my spot.
Okay.
Scott's gonna come do a little Q&A.
Okay, this is totally planned out, right?
Yeah.
You have to
So-
sit on this soundbar.
So as she answers, you guys have to be gentle, okay? We did not plan this. All right, so just want a little get to know you or Q&A and just, you know, obviously we're gonna get to know each other very well, but just give you a little taste, a little glimpse of why we as investors chose her and why she's chose to move here. I mean, it is 36 today, so it's not terrible. Because it can't get
Not
about
in here though. It's
45 degrees colder than that. So first question is easy. How long, so when did you come to KW? When did you join KW?
June of 2020.
Okay, what did you do before that?
I've been an accountant for 24 years. So I was a CPA in Florida and I've been doing accounting for new construction builders. So I did a lot of blueprints, takeoffs, tub sets, rough ends, plumbing, worked with project managers, that kind of thing.
So how did you go from being an accountant to being a team leader?
So I got hired into Keller Williams as an MCA. I started off as the MCA and then we did not have a team leader and I recruited in our office. We grew our office from 43 agents to 127 and I did a bulk of that as an MCA. And so they were like, hey, you should be the team leader during a family reunion on Zoom during COVID. And so I switched over, except the joke was on me because I did both roles. I didn't get an MCA. And then I was the MCTT and the agent services and the DOFI for 4 years, doing all 4 roles for 128 agents. Yeah.
So that's good. I want like the office you're at currently. Tell us about like the town and the agent pool, and then I love that you got into that because I do want them to know like what you've been doing. So what is the environment like where you are currently?
So it's a small town. We're a plant area, so a lot of refineries, oil and gas is the industry that we're in. So a lot of plant workers. Our area was not affected by COVID, like a lot of the areas were, and it sounds like y'all's area is very much similar to that. So small town vibe, everybody knows everyone. We have a very large territory, so to speak. We have over 42 cities that fall in our territory. The next Keller Williams office is 45 minutes to an hour away. But we don't have a lot of people, so to speak, living in that. I mean, our pool is probably about 962 agents that we could pull from that are with all different brokerages.
And how many of those have sold a house this year?
Have sold a house this year? I mean, all of them, except for the bottom 400 have not.
Yeah.
So they're zero production. The top, there's 167 that are in the top percentage of that. There's about 410 and then the bottom 400.
So you think it's good to know your numbers if you're recruiting or you're in part of that? So imagine you have an office of how many? 120?
127, yeah.
And you've got 167 producing agents to actually get.
Right, yeah. knowing the numbers is probably my favorite part. I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to math, but I love that. Like I love to study the numbers and go in on it with you. I teach a lot of like budget classes, P&L classes, how to set up your business like a business when it's time to switch over to an LLC, tax write-off classes, you know, really honing in on the business side of things. And then I like to do a lot of gap analysis with you. So if you're doing 40% buyers, you know, and 60% listings, I want to help you get it back up to a 50-50 ratio. And so that you know kind of where your gap is in between and kind of dive into like what's working well, what's not working well. So that's kind of the plan for the first 60 days is to get to know you all. Find out exactly what's working in your business, what you need help with, what you'd like to see done differently.
Would that be beneficial?
Yeah.
So to put it in perspective, in this area, we have like how many, like 75, 8,000?
Just short of 8,000.
8,000 agents that we can choose from. Okay, so does anyone know the 15% market share rule? Anyone heard of the number of like the significance of having 15% market share business? What is that? What's magical about? So if you're a Starbucks and you're on that corner, and you're at 15% market share, then you can open up a Starbucks right there. But until you're at 15%, you don't do it. That's just the business metric. So if you're looking at market share in her area, there's really nowhere else to go. I mean, there has to be other companies out there, right? It can't only be Keller Williams. And if you have a office, we have 150 to 160. I mean, that's still a small office in the Keller Williams world. The average KW office is, I think, like 212 or something. So she couldn't physically get to 212. Does that make sense? Just from the pool. So what do you love most about the company? Why KW?
Like the culture. 100%. I'm huge into nonprofits. Nonprofits are a big part of my why. And Keller Williams is actually the first company that I've seen pour into Keller Williams and culture and to nonprofits and KW Cares and giving back for agents. I mean, just again this week, they're trying to do kidney donations and get kidney matches for 2 different agents across the world. And that's huge that people are actually signing up all across the United States, trying to see if they're a donor and match for a complete stranger. That doesn't happen for us. It doesn't happen in corporate America. And so it's huge to me that that is happening right here in front of us and helping one another in your community. That's what it's all about, in my opinion. And so that's what I love about Keller Williams. I do drink the Kool-Aid. I have a little Kool-Aid man that sits on my desk, but it's more because of people helping people. That's what I love to see.
As you leave, scan the QR code to see if you're a match for the kidney donation. But everyone's like, what? That is a pretty next level way of.
I'm just gonna comment on that quickly.
Yeah.
It's very easy to be a match.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think you'd want to do that for someone, if you want to do it, it'll probably work.
Yeah. So here's the
I've
thing.
had a lot of
Yeah.
experience
If you
with
haven't,
their family and whatever, and I know multiple people that have, you know what, I'll give you a kidney. Yeah, it's not a big deal to be a match anymore, unless you have a rare blood type.
well, and one thing that I learned that's amazing with that is that if you're not a match for the person that they're looking for, you'll be a match to someone else and you bump them to the top of the list and then they actually now get the next kidney. So that's a pretty cool thing that you're helping somebody else that could have been bottom of the list move to the top of the list.
And also, if you get living kidney from someone, the chances of it lasting you for as long as you need is like 10 times greater than if you get a cadaver kidney for a transplant. So there's a huge value to it.
So my brother-in-law donated a kidney to his brother, and that was 30 years ago.
Yeah, I love that.
That's a long time.
And this past weekend or this past week, were you like cooking pancakes for, what were you doing?
Oh, so every December I do a team leader breakfast. This is my 4th year to do it. And so I make up pancake batter and I make pancakes and sausage and bacon for all the agents and they come in and we have a good time. We play games. In November, we do a Friendsgiving. So we provide like a turkey and ham and agents do a potluck thing. And we do power of prayer before our team meeting. I do make people get up and dance and, we get kind of crazy. Like if you're in the top 10 or top group or top team, we make you get up and dance. We'll do some different things. In November, we did a chicken dance kind of musical style, and I had 2 60-year-old women push each other to the ground for $100 off their bill for the month because it was one chair left. So it's
That's
fun.
amazing.
It's fun. Same thing with we did a candy cane game the day of the pancake breakfast. So we try to really give back though and do a lot of fun things. I'm not an agent. I haven't ever been an agent, but I have taken all the classes to be an agent in the state of Texas. I don't want to ever be seen as in competition with agents. So that's my choice to not be a licensed agent.
And a lot of us, like, people could say, oh, you're not an agent, this or that. One, I'd say two things to that. One, Charlie's not an agent. And does Charlie do a good job of explaining stats and business and like grow? Could Charlie grow your business?
Yeah.
Do you feel confident with that? So, and the other thing is we have a really good compliance department. We don't want our team leader bogged down with compliance questions. It's a really nice split to say like, sorry, we've got amazing compliance. Why go to the team leader for that? So her job is to grow your as a person, as a business, know your numbers. I mean, all the things. I think we all know like what most of us know what we need to do. It's a matter of how we put it all together, what that looks like. And so that's going to be the extreme value. Why did you choose to come to Milwaukee? Because most people go from here to there, right?
Yeah, it's what I'm hearing. Is there something I should know about Milwaukee?
No, I mean, it's just cold. We're not hiding it. It's just cold, but you get used to it.
Yeah, I don't know. The kids and I were on a road trip. It was South Texas Summit, and we just decided last minute to take a road trip. And so we were visiting 4 states we had never been to. That was kind of the plan. And it was days before that I found out that you guys were in need for a team leader. And so we decided to kind of make a switch up and change our schedule a little bit. So instead of going over to Michigan, we came here, and I did spend 9 summers in North Carolina and 2 winters in North Carolina as a kid going to camps, and then in Denver, Colorado. So I have been around snow several times. So I'm not, it's not that I've never not been in. I know. Yeah, I got stuck in Pennsylvania once at a game, going to the Eagles game, and we were stuck there for an extra 10 days for snow. So, I mean, I have been around snow a couple times. We went to Cherry Hill in New Jersey and went snowboarding and stuff. So I've been around snow, but yeah, I was born and raised on beaches. So South Florida, as south as you can get. I'm born in Homestead Air Force Base, so right below the Keys. So
What appealed to you about this opportunity, this market center?
the people have been probably the best part of it. Just everyone I've met so far, their stories, and the community. I mean, everywhere we've driven, everyone has been so nice. The kids and I would talk to wait staff at restaurants and they've just been so nice. Or we would ask where something is and they would say, oh, it's kind of far, it's 20 minutes. We would laugh because for us to go to a mall, it's an hour drive. For us to go to a movie theater, it's 45 minutes where we live. And so everyone's like, oh, it's 20 minutes. We're like, that's amazing. And it really is, it's 20 minutes. So we love the town, the hills and the trees. Like I said, it's just, everyone's been really, really friendly, inviting.
What was your interview process like?
It was a lot and I wasn't prepared for it. So originally I thought I was coming in to talk with you and Charlie only. And then I didn't know there was going to be a whole group of y'all the first day. And it turned into 4 hours first day. And so, I texted my kids kind of on break and making sure they were cool at the hotel. They're teenagers. And they said, yeah, we have your credit card. We're having fun. So it was a good time. But they did. They had a lot of fun. And then so the next day I had them drop me off so they could have my vehicle, and they had my credit card again. So they had way too much fun. And it was the next day was with all the investors, a couple hours again. And then the third day I got to meet with the team leaders from all the other market centers and the business centers. We went to lunch and met with everyone. And we were supposed to originally leave that day before, but we stayed through until after lunch, and then we drove straight through. So we ended up driving 19 hours back on the day before Thanksgiving into Thanksgiving morning. And then we got back at 9 a.m. and I made all the Thanksgiving feast and delivered it all. Slept that night. So, yeah.
So when you realize, imagine having this office and only having a team leader. Okay, you don't have Michelle, you don't have Kathleen, you don't have Brooke or new Brooke coming. You don't have any of this support, right? That's what her office is.
Yeah, and this is huge. Just having that is gonna be amazing. I literally have been doing it by myself for 4.5 years. And it's hard because, you know, I have a lot of agents that they meet with me one-on-one weekly, 30 minutes a week. I mean, I spend probably 12 hours once a week just meeting with top agents in our office, coaching them on a weekly basis. And so they get frustrated when I'm having to do 50 other things too on other days, you know, and so there hasn't been another person. So we actually are bringing on 5 people to replace me, which they're going to need, but yeah,
That's fun.
I'm excited.
Who's a solo agent in the room? Raise your hand, solo agent, and then, that's like, maybe at that point where maybe I might get an admin or a TC, or I'm getting like so much. So I think you two will become best friends because I mean, her role is one thing that she'll have to grow. Tina will have to grow in is like, she's used to doing everything and now she's got help.
I gotta reprogram my brain.
And
for that,
so
for sure.
there'll be some symmetry there, you know, just to help grow you. Or if one day you might want to go, like Alex, I know you started as a solo agent and then you got to this team. So that person, I think you'll have a lot of similarities with. Who's excited to get some events and some like fun and things back to KW?
So I love events, and I was a party planner for 5 years too while working full time. So yeah, I love doing lots of events. I just we did a big parade for the city. So we won 3rd place. We had a huge float and did in the city, and we built it all in my shop. I have a big like 1,800 square foot shop that we built the float in, and it was a lot of fun. And we do a lot of give back community events, and it's just being involved in the community. I think you actually, Sharice, had asked me about, are you scared coming into a new town, or do you think it's going to be hard to recruit coming in and being a new person? And I had texted Charlie a couple days ago. I was like, absolutely not. I want to go interview with all the competing brokerages right now because nobody knows who I am. They don't know who I am. They don't know my phone number. They don't know where I'm from. So I want to find out what they're doing well and what they're not doing well so that it makes us more knowledgeable for this market center. But coming in and being involved in a community is kind of my background. When I left Florida and came to Texas, I introduced the owner who grew up in our area. She's a 4th time generation, as they call it, Barbara Hill person. So her whole family grew up there, and I'm introducing her people all the time. And she's like, I don't understand how you know everyone. It's because my teenagers are heavily involved in the community. I'm heavily involved in the community. And that's what I teach our agents to do. I have agents that'll come up and say, you know, I'm not good at cold calling, or I'm not good at script, or that's not for me, or I'm not going to walk up to somebody. And I'm like, great, what do you do on the weekends? And they're like, I spend my weekends at baseball fields, and I'm having a volunteer behind the scenes. Great. Wear a Keller Williams hat, wear a shirt that says ask me about real estate, wear something that allows them to come up and ask you, how's the market? Or, hey, I'm thinking about selling my house, or I want to get into real estate. You just opened up 3 doors of conversations without even saying anything. And so then they'll come back and tell me the next week, and that worked. I had so many people that asked me about this. So there's always a way, but for me, it was emerging into the community and getting involved with everyone. So.
That's amazing. Does anyone have a question now for her that you heard a couple more that you might want to ask here?
Yeah.
Did you have to say the disclaimer that you're a Packer fan and your whole family's going to support it?
I'm not opposed to being a Packer fan, so
Hey.
yeah, I'm open to it. I'm more of a hockey fan, and tennis is just my big thing. So really, to be honest, the only sport that I'm at all the time is tennis.
The hard hitting questions.
Yeah.
If you don't hit the Bears, then it's things we don't ask on interviews. Find out later. Any other questions? So we do have, speaking of events, we have a 1 p.m. cocktail party, which happens every Tuesday. No, we do have it's a Christmas party, obviously Christmas theme.
Yeah.
Lisa Krickerberg's back healthy again.
Yeah.
She organized all this. It's gonna be last Tuesday.
So she was telling me earlier.
Yeah. So I
she
don't
saved
know.
the party for me.
Yeah. Do we just walk down there? What do we do now?
Yeah.
So
Let me give you some.
Lisa, yeah, we need Lisa.
Okay, all right, so, yeah, you're here. I'm so excited. sorry, I don't wanna have my back to anybody. I just wanna thank you guys for like, first of all, making a switch, you know, for the next week, and also the stuff that's downstairs. We're gonna be eating like all afternoon,
I know.
which this is awesome, so I'm so excited, it smells so good down there, it's awesome. We're gonna, eat, starting as soon as we get down there, if you do have any hot things that maybe need a quick warm up, you can sneak out and take care of that. Whatever you brought, your containers, leftover food, even leftover beverages, please take it home at the end of the day, that'll help a lot with cleanup. We, Focus Title is, sponsoring some pizzas to go along with all the other side stuff we have, and they're coming at
Right.
1.
And Michelle made like 20 trays of food.
Oh, yeah, Michelle made like 20 trays of stuff. So I do
Yeah,
have.
that's what I heard.
Before I give more instructions, because I still have like 3 minutes here. I want to thank, I know behind the scenes, my daughter Jessica was here last night, a couple even late, and Michelle and Tanika and Brooke and Kathleen, and everybody kind of pulled all the stops yesterday because I was home. Jay had surgery yesterday on his right hand, which he's right-handed. He had a torn ligament in his thumb, and so they took out a plate from a previous surgery, and the 9 screws that were in there, everything came out because one of the screws had popped loose, and that's what cut the tendon because it was rubbing. So they removed everything, and then they took a tendon from one finger and rerouted it. Apparently, you have 2 like tendons in this finger. You don't need 2, you need 1. So they moved it to the other. So he's gonna be, it's like a 6 to 8 week thing. He wanted to come today, but I made him stay at home because he's only like 24 hours post-op. I said, you're not coming to any parties.
And is he right-handed?
He is right-handed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I made him stay home, so he's a little grumpy. Because he didn't want to be here. Yeah, I could. I'll make a big play for him. So anyways, so we had that going on yesterday, so I couldn't come. So I really appreciate the people that helped out yesterday. Robbie too, I know helped a little bit with some stuff. But anyways, there's a lot of beverages. I saw Gustavo pulling in a big cooler that has the beer in it, which is cold and on ice. And it is downstairs. And Nicole is making a non-alcoholic white Christmas punch. And so that's over there. There are soda options. There's some wine. There's plenty of other beverages out there. There's no bartender. Okay, so you guys are all on your own. You want to drink, you just find what you need and make it. We will have some ice too underneath where all the alcohol is and stuff. There's a game though, about 2:15. We hope to start the White Elephant game. If you brought a present, you can play. And I know Maureen was very nice that if someone really wants to play and they may have forgotten their present, just see Maureen because she might be able to.
She already gave it away to
You
someone.
already gave it away. Oh, okay. Sorry, but thank you for doing that. And if you ever, that's a really nice thing too to do. So if you ever go to a party and you have extras, someone else can play. Yes, Pat?
I'm not gonna be here long enough for the White Elephant,
Oh,
but I did bring something.
okay.
So if somebody wants,
I brought a gift.
Brought a gift?
Yeah, I went this morning.
Wants to play the White Elephant thing, there is a spot open.
Okay, see Pat, if you did not bring a gift and want to play because he has to leave and won't be here to play the game. The game, Brooke and I will give you some instructions, but just put your presents. There's a table there, about 2 to 10 maybe. We'll try to get going whenever you eat first. You will have to draw a number, so keep your number that you get because you might need it for 2 different things during the game, right? So draw, yeah. Well, we're tweaking the game a little bit, so we're not here till 7 o'clock. We'll be present. So, anyways, thank you guys. Any questions?
Happy birthday!
Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's a good thing I celebrate all the time. I do the whole month of December is for my birthday, because, you know.
I love it. Okay, you guys, quick question. What vendor brought the donuts?
No, it was, Jolie brought the donut.
Oh, thank you. They're super yummy. So we always like to thank those that bring us treats. All right, go have fun. Good job, Jennifer.